There are a few moments each year as a photographer when opportunities come along that are almost impossible to turn down. The kind you know will mean very little sleep, long nights editing, and more post-production than you probably want to think about. But they're also the kind of jobs that remind you exactly why you do this in the first place. Recently, I had one of those weeks. It started pretty simply, scrolling through my calendar and realising that 3 artists I genuinely love were all touring in the same week. Tinie Tempah was returning on tour on the 17th, celebrating an album I grew up with and played constantly when I was around 10 years old. Seeing that name instantly felt personal, like something I owed to my younger self. Then there was Loyle Carner, a more recent favourite and someone I wanted to see and have wanted to see live for years. The chance to photograph that experience felt like it could only make it more special. And finally, Rizzle-Kicks, a group that had been away for a long time, but the second you hear Stereotypical, it takes you straight back, and it felt like a perfect mix of different eras of music that shaped me growing up. Once I realised all 3 shows were happening so close together, the pressure was on. The first step was simply trying to get access. Through working with the O2, I was able to submit a request list for all 3 shows, though submitting doesn't mean securing anything. And when the schedule eventually came back, I'd been confirmed for one of them, Rizzle-Kicks. An amazing start, but I still had 2 to go. From there, it was down to reaching out directly. I contacted the management teams for the other artists, hoping there might be a way in. Loyle Carner's team already had a tour photographer, but they were kind enough to offer me a photo pass regardless, which I was incredibly grateful for. That made 2 out of 3. Tinie Tempah was by far the most challenging. With a major tech company involved on the tour, access was far more restricted, and the only real option was to work through a magazine. Luckily, I'd already had a relationship with one of those, and they were happy to support this request. I sent the email off and waited. As the days passed, it started to feel less and less likely. But one thing I've learned in photography is that nothing is ever fully off the table until the moment has passed. Some of the biggest shows can get confirmed on the day, so there's always a chance. And that's exactly what happened. The confirmation came through on the morning of the show, and just like that, it was all happening. I wanted to make this video not just as a week in my life, but as a small celebration. Not in an arrogant way, but as a reminder to myself of how much work it's taken to get here, and maybe as a reminder to anyone else watching to keep going. It would have been easy to give up after the first rejections, but I knew how much these shows meant to me, and so I kept emailing, following up, and pushing where I could. Sometimes it's not about instant wins, it's about staying persistent long enough for the door to finally open.